Alright. Game versus Golden Tigers. Usually I show the whole opening shift, but I think I'm just gonna trim it down so the watch time is not so long. Couple thoughts right here is opening movement from Fee is interesting, but what Hillsden did is, well, I think what we normally want to do is, number one is you skate towards the one with the puck, because if they pass it to you, you just gather it and turn, and then once movement comes from right to left, he'll turn towards the puck carrier and puts him in a pretty good position sideways, going from this direction, right, for multiple pass opportunities. Now it gets a little awkward because Ernest wasn't able to get it cleanly and then send it to Kev, and so he sends it back over to Justin, and at that point Kevin needs to go all the way back around to reset. That's fine, and the only reason why I say it's a little interesting with Fee, and maybe not necessarily a bad thing, but it almost looks like she's too preoccupied on where Kevin is rather than focusing on where she can get open for a pass. And only until, like, so let's say if you stuck maybe closer towards the boards and then got ready for a chip up, that put her in a way better position. Because like ultimately, where does the puck end up? On that left wing spot, and that would have been where Fee should have been. So just some thoughts there. So I think I'm noticing more and more with Kev is he's very quick to get rid of the puck, I guess is the one way to say it. I think maybe some lost opportunities there to take advantage of his higher skill set. So like for one right here, I think gathering it up and then finding a good clean seam pass is gonna be, I think, the higher or the better play rather than hucking it up to the middle like that. We've put in the good work to get in the zone, so getting maybe more primo chances would be a benefit. And then yeah, I get it. Justin's right in front of the net, maybe tries to feed it over to him, but got blocked. This one maybe not the worst. And then right here, again, I think a lot of space for Kev to work with. Maybe like 1-2 little dekes, and then get a really nice clean pass. Maybe even for a Fee, like buy that extra 2 seconds for a Fee coming in on the trail to feed it to her is like maybe the higher percentage chance than feeding it to Justin, who needs to battle with this guy out front. Just because like he has the space to work with. And then just kind of going back to how last week, how do we want to like what's the basic forechecking principles is we're trying to form a cage essentially. Shepherding, this guy protected it, so ideally Justin would have went up behind him. So the mistake here, of course, is Fee's closing off the boards, so there's no reason for Justin to continue that way. He should have been coming down, putting pressure from both sides of this player. So that's a missed opportunity, completely missed chance. So mistake by Justin there. And then now we're in a, I guess, an awkward position, so to forecheck here, but essentially we want one player going down to pressure, probably Justin. Again, Yeah, I guess the positioning's quite awkward, but Hilton wants to cover up, block that middle, and then Justin, if he's able to just watch these two, ready to pounce on them, is the preference. And let's see what happens here. Pass through, and then if Justin's there, yeah. The execution, yeah, it wasn't too bad. And they go on the attack. You know what? I was just talking about how Kev was maybe not being patient enough, and then here's a demonstration where potential, where Hilton was able to buy that 1-2 seconds time, and I said Fee coming in back into the zone, and this time it's Alex being the demonstration. As that trailer, boom, right in the slot, and then shot opportunity. Maybe if Alex was able to get it a little bit quicker on stride rather than that half second, maybe a better opportunity, but you know, he still was able to get a shot off, which is great. So kind of an example there. So I thought this was pretty funny. A little dump in. We gathered it behind the net. Some forechecking pressure, so I figured, hey, let's send it across. And I didn't realize Eng took his spill. Straight banana peel action going on here. Luckily he was able to get up in time, and puck is he was able to get the puck out. Alright, right here I think here's a positional mistake by Justin. So let's watch it first. Pass over from left to right, and it gets picked off, right? What is the positioning mistake? Is him not really taking a note of this player, and he puts himself in a backward position. So you would say he is behind this player, right? So the pass needs to get through this player before he can get to Justin. So two ways to combat it. Either one, he's too far ahead, is number one. And so to combat it would be him being back here, would have fixed that issue. Now, number two is if he's up here, then he needs to cut across in front. Get in front of the player. You got to read the play and receive the pass. So if cuts across rather than going straight towards the player, fixes everything. And so that is a clear mistake, turnover, and fortunately it is a offside. We got a series of sequences that leads up to a goal against, but let's watch our little offensive chance first. Pass down low, couldn't quite get it. I do feel like we had a lost opportunity here where maybe Kev could trail her and call for a drop and she can continue. And then have Justin be the trailing coming in to fill in this area. And then, you know, if it drops back, you know, a lot of things can happen. Fee could come driving the net. Justin can open up. You can come in for a shot. Or pass down to Fee. Well, I mean, lots of options. I think that might have been a missed opportunity. Just because she's kind of covered. And then there's someone here. And just by trailing and getting a drop might give us just, it opens up the space a little bit. Rather than, like, she's pretty well followed, and then what's the hope here? Like, you can force a pass through. So yeah, I think maybe that would be the better play. And even like, yeah, Justin, I think if he curled over here, this might have been an opportunity that opened up. Yeah, hard to say, but some thoughts there. And then obviously there's that kind of pass there down there and didn't really work out. But so here's the defensive sequence. I think Ernest does his best to put pressure there, and I think that should have been fine. The guy drives a net, and Helsen's able to kind of kill the play, but picked up. He's still like, this is all kind of fine. Shouldn't be any problems. And then that's the trouble. So breaking it down with Ernest, he tries to stop it, but has a flyby. That's problem number one. Again, boiling it down to basic levels, we're trying to just stay between the puck and the net. That's really the important thing. It doesn't really matter, like, if you take the puck off of them, great, that's a bonus. But don't go so hard to get the puck off of them that you fly by them, right? So that's mistake number one by Ernest. And so because of that, Kev's coming in to help. That's not a problem. The problem, I guess the biggest problem here would be Chinelli. Maybe his thinking was he's going to come back around. So his positioning is a little too far off the post, and really he should have been closer to this player, just ready to stick lift him. Obviously you don't need to like muscle him or shove him out of the net. Just a simple stick lift would do the trick, and then that would prevent the goal against. So yeah, first goal against. And then I guess, you know what, I haven't done this, but let's see if, so Cliff doesn't get left out. Looks like the other player learned from Dave and shot a 5-hole. So that's a problem. I guess Cliff does his shoulder checks, and I guess he never really saw this guy. And I'm wondering, just as a thought experiment, if Cliff knows exactly where the pass can go to, if he's able to straight up challenge and go right up to where the shot is, it might increase his save percentage. Because here he's more like tracking the puck, he's moving with it, obviously, but he doesn't, I guess the problem is he doesn't know where that shot's coming from, because I'm guessing he didn't really see this guy sneaking from his left, right? Shoulder check, and then all of a sudden he's a ghost. Boom. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. So yeah, maybe that might help. I don't know. Just to be mean to Alex, so pass up, very slow. I wish that speed was a little bit quicker, but once Ernest, I mean, not Ernest, once Alex gets it, he like has a, he freezes, doesn't open up to go up. Not inherently a problem. I guess he's concerned about this player, so not a big deal. The big deal is, why did you do that? Why did you just turn it over? You've made the move, you made the deke, now there's open ice. Open up, start skating, and then get a good pass rather than that. Welcome to a series of mistakes by the one and only Horrible, but I kind of want to break it down what the issue was. So I finally understand what so I saw Justin there, and it just felt super awkward. I definitely should have sent it to him, but you know, you see 1, 2, and then this guy looks a lot closer to Justin than I guess reality is, so it's pretty scary. The best pass is, like, I wouldn't be able to tape it because of these two players, so I'd have to rim it. If I rim it, I guess it opens up this player to be pretty sketch for Justin. Um, I think what would be way more beneficial probably is if Justin comes down to here, just at the hash marks. It would help quite a bit, at least visually, or at least kind of yell it out. Getting it to fee probably not an option. Um, and then yeah, I guess the obvious one is just bank it to Eng. That's certainly the play. And then of course fucking fumble it, and it still works out. But yeah, tricky business. And then here again is the problem with if the winger is up high, which is where our fee is way up high, like it's not even a discussion. She's really far up there, is easy to poke off, which results in it's poked off. So a bit scrambly, not what we like to see. Uh-oh, what was that? Yeah, he wanted to bake a mini pizza. We got some Lunchables going on here. It kind of worked. Actually, it went through. Just hit escape, but could have gone ugly. Oh no! Able to get through. So few mistakes there. All right, so we got the puck being carried in by Chinelli. He's channeling his inner Lane Hudson, making the moves, blah blah blah, and then a backhand shot. Again, I think with him and Hillsden, we're just kind of losing the opportunity where we got two very strong skaters, very strong players that come in and shoot the puck every time. Well, I guess most of the time. Whereas, they put in all this hard work to get it into the zone, making all these moves, but I feel like just an opportunity right here where maybe a tight turn, wait for like the rest of us who are probably 3 times slower to get in the zone, get ready, get some passes going on, more zone time, rather than getting all the goals off a rush. So yeah, I think it's just a missed opportunity. I don't know what the heck's going on here. Little chip out and it, oh my goodness. Both of our D are all the way down here. Carry Ann's chasing them down. This is just a defensive disaster. Oh my goodness. And then Cliff's getting out on the ice. There's another guy coming in, and Carrie Ann absolutely just saves it. And then here comes a guy with the heavy shot, and glove saved by Cliff. He was able to recover in time. Good thing we got Carrie Ann back there, Officer Carrie Ann. She's on the case. All right, here's another one making the moves. Again, I think we're forcing the puck too much. Right? All this traffic. Yeah, maybe a puck can get through and then we can get a shot off. I just feel like we can do better. And so why settle for a low percentage chance play when we can just keep possession a little bit longer and then find clean passing lanes and clean shots. At this level, you're almost guaranteed to find it at like any time if you pass the puck around enough. So I guess that's a missed opportunity. And then this play coming up, I thought for sure it was a goal, but it was not. Guess it hit the post and out, so gotta hustle back. This was really funny. I remember Chinelli giving me a push there. Defensively, Anything of note? Let's take a, yeah, Eng's getting quite aggressive. Obviously positioning is getting a little discombobulated. We got Fee all the way down there. And obviously Eng is all the way up there. I think right around yeah, I guess that's fine here. And then challenging stick battle out in front, and Cliff's able to redirect it out and out of the zone. Alright, defensive coverage right now. Let's break it down. Again, right now I can already see Alex is way too deep. And it's probably going to be a bit of a common theme. Yeah, right here. So we've said before, a winger can be here to help out in this slot, but is not, at this point, it's not your job to get out over here. Let that be covered by the right D, and your, like, literally your job here is to block any pass up to the D and then out of the zone. So your positioning results in that. Allowing that to happen is a problem, like a pretty big problem. And so, and then we have to get a shot, like now we face a shot, we have to get it blocked. So that is a problem. Let's see how this, again, yeah, I think this is a winger problem. So no reason to go so deep. You can kind of stick it within this region, just intercept on that board. It would be fine, but obviously, like this route puts it awkward versus this, like, or even this. Let's keep bringing it down. Another shot on net. Ooh, you get. Oh my goodness! Like. Okay, right here. Carrie Yang comes down to help. Perfectly fine. Who is that supposed to be? That's probably Liam's responsibility. Yeah. So this player right here, probably Liam. But let's break it down. Yeah, I can see why it's not a huge deal with that shot out from that distance on the face-off dot. Cliff can probably block it quite well. So yeah, some defensive coverage notes. Let's just see if Liam gets a chance here. Good shot on net. Missed or blocked. Alright, Ernest got pressure, and this guy absolutely tornadoes himself into the boards and takes out Ernest. And then here comes Janelli, carrying it in, making the moves, doing his best Lane Hudson impressions. Again, I just feel like we're missing an opportunity here. Carried in his zone, here comes a backhand shot, and it's a turnover. Back out. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Alright, I want to break this one down here. Obviously, sometimes I give Justin shit for not being on his side and taking advantage of width. But here is an example where cutting would have been extremely helpful for either both Fee or Justin. So problem number one is watch how, so he's cruising, and then now he's slowing down. Mistake. So what he should have done is maintain speed, don't even slow down, maintain, and then once you hit that blue line, straddle and cut, and you're going to be able to boom, hit on a pass and come in. And same thing for Fee. So she comes down, slows down, slows down, slows down. Whereas she should have been right about here, cutting across like so. And if a pass comes, a pass comes, but we can also see these defenders are coming out this way. So how this cut across is going to do two things. It's going to help give whoever has the puck, the target, in this case it's Kev. And then part two is if all these players come along the ride with you, right, coming all the way this way, it really, how this opens up is Kev's able to cut back to the middle like this. So it's a lot of, I guess, moving parts, but definitely there's some mistakes and then turnover, right? And the worst part about that, so turnover, now they coming out and then Justin pinches, kind of ill-advised, I guess, and then 2-on-1, and we leave poor Ernest all alone and absolutely inside outside and scored on. Now sure, we could all blame it on Ernest for being beat one-on-one like that, but really you can see we can rewind the tape all the way back and it all starts with getting a clean zone entry and not turning the puck over easily like that. We put in the hard work to get the puck, so these little things are gonna be able to make sure that we keep the puck. Okay, so this comes out, heavy forechecking pressure, send it across. Definitely an option for Eng, send it back across after they've hustled to move from left to right. So send it across, these guys are now hustling hard this way, and we can see how everyone is on the right side of the ice right now. Definitely an option to send it back across, make them do some cardio. But you know, this pass is fine. Couldn't quite handle it, and then passed it across. A little bit of an awkward pass, but here is an example where Alex dump it in, get it deep. So you're getting absolutely surrounded, and you try to really muscle it in, which is, I think, is a mistake. So a dump in, and look at this, right? Carrie Ann has free ice all the way to get it herself. Everyone's over here, so I guess that's an opportunity to dump it right there. Alright, here's another example, pretty funny. So broken play, and then now here comes Kev going turbo busters, and just pay attention to probably mostly Fee, is they've realized, yeah, he's so fast, why do I even bother? And so yeah, one part is Kev's fast, but the wingers like keeping up is a job, and then if they see you're flying the zone so fast, they're just not gonna bother keeping up. Now here's a play. I remember some people were giving Ernest shit for it, and I think it is the right play. So he brought it all the way back behind the net, and I've said before, if you're feeling pressure, bring it behind the net. Why? Because if you lose it, it's way easier for the rest of us to come back and help than if he lost it here. If he lost it here, it's a clear-cut breakaway on Cliff, and it's tough life, right? But Ernest lose it here. He said he didn't quite expect the guy to be there, but you know, he lost it there. That's perfectly fine. Now the thing is, when he loses it, easy peasy. It should be easy peasy. Our forwards and defense should be able to come back, check out who they need to cover. So right now there's just 3 people. Fee's decided to. I guess one question is, why is Fee behind further back defensively than Chinelli? Well, I guess that's question number one. Question number two is, why is everyone staring at this player, including Kev? Yeah, a bunch of mysteries yet to be solved today. And then again, puck goes in the corner. Ernest is going over there, and then we got someone left wide open in front of the net again. Ah. All right, and then here we go. Ellie comes in, shot on net, rings it around, and then back out of the zone. I guess another missed opportunity. We had other Justin coming in to the zone. And then both of our D, Ernest decides to go fly by. Chanelli is over here. What? Is there even anyone back there? Okay, I guess Kev's back there. So, a lot of funny business going on. And then here's an example here, making his moves, brings it in the zone, does a drop pass. I guess Justin shot it out from pretty far out, but yeah, it's plays like this I think results in better chances overall than what we've seen before. Round two, he shot it so hard it goes back out again. So twice on the same shift. I think this is one of the best clip examples I can find, or I've talked about the importance of trying to attack the puck carrier roughly in before the blue line, and try to make the move. So number one, if you can poke check it off, it works perfectly, right? But number two, right, is if you can force them to make a deke, it's an easy offside. So this guy has gone way offside already. So even if I miss that poke check, it's an easy whistle and we don't need to play defense. So that's the kind of best example I can find so far for that. Alright, for Eng, I think one missing part of the game is D to D. So he is a lot of times is really focused on getting the puck out of the zone, banking it out, and I think a lot of opportunities to just pressure, send it across to your D partner. And again, you like, it doesn't have to be a one-time deal. It could be like boom, 1, 2, 3 D to Ds, and really just make their life miserable for the forecheckers. Eventually holes are going to open up and you're going to be able to pass. But I think that's an aspect of the game that you should definitely consider adding more of. I think another example coming up here, so good interception by Justin right there, going in on the rush, carries it in, makes a move, makes another move, but right here, I guess pretty tough spot to score. Maybe it's possible for sure, but I would rate it on a percentage chance a little bit lower, right? So same thing with the other Justin. I feel like we put in all the work, you made him good moves, but you've now kind of passed the primo spots to score from, and maybe it is a missed opportunity to just hold possession, circle back around, look for a good passing option. But you know, you put in all the good work to get over there, so I can understand trying to take a shot. But yeah, maybe a missed opportunity, hard to say. All right, so face-off win here, very awkward face-off win. So the puck just died, and so Ernest had to skate into it, obviously, with a forward coming up to him. Very puts him in a tough situation. So Justin gets the puck, sends it back up to Ernest. I don't think he did anything wrong, just couldn't quite handle it. And then if he was able to get it to the middle, maybe we would have liked to see one forward helping out Justin where he can pass it down lower rather than going back up high. But wasn't able to quite handle it, and back out of the zone, 3-on-1. Don't think anything wrong per se. We could just chalk it up to a skill issue. Alright, this sequence, probably not after this. Actually, you just watch this. So, kind of got, kind of surfed, but just got beat. No problem. I think it's the breakup positioning that I'm disappointed about. Again. So, Carrie-Anne leaving the zone way too early, and I think Liam. So, I'd say Liam's positioning is better as the winger. Here, like if Carrie-Anne was where Liam was, and if Liam was here, it would have been way more ideal. As in like, boom, Liam comes up like this, easy inside pass if possible, and if Carrie-Anne was where Liam is, but closer to the boards, then it could be stopped and bumped out, or carried it up. Now the problem is no one's really close to the boards, and Carrie-Anne's way too far up, so that means easy turnover. Yay. Alright, so this one, kind of a bad pass, but so Justin settles it down. I guess interestingly, Justin cuts at the times where you don't want to cut, and doesn't cut at the times that you do want to cut. So I kind of said, hey, well, let's cut across if you're wide into open area, but you can see the middle's not really open area. Yeah, right? Questionable. Versus if he was kind of wide out down here, really getting to a spot where you could get a pass. So whether that just means a loop around, would do the trick, or pivot backwards. And funny enough, like what does Kev do? Boom, opens up, open ice, goes wide, gets the puck. And I mean, while that happening is Justin's all the way at the blue line. So there's that. Now I guess here again, trying to force his way up into the middle. I guess not really the worst thing, but, and I guess also here is another, is it just we're trying to tip, but there's just so many people in front. Maybe it works. It's kind of like a 50-50 chance, I suppose. I feel like maybe more opportunities again here, where I mean, this guy slipped on a banana peel, so easy opportunity to start skating out to the middle, potentially even all the way up here for a really nice shot, rather than on that corner there. Not quite as primo opportunity, but all right, so let's keep watching here. Puck out, and then Ernest tries to keep it in with a kick in, but that's fine. But I don't know why he went all the way out to the left side and now turn a 2-on-2 into a 2-on-1 momentarily, and then now he has to cruise back over. So yeah, a lot of questionable. Now he's doing a lot of chasing. Yeah. Alright. I'll stop it here. No, I'll just watch it. Okay. I'll stop it there. Alright, this whole sequence turned into a disaster out of nothing. Trying to break down what happened. So hit a skate, didn't quite get it. Hit a stick, gets it deep in the zone. That's fine. So Liam kind of loses the foot race there to that guy, and this player is just zooming up. I mean, yeah, obviously, if we can apply pressure quickly to the boards, that would be ideal. But he's a quick guy, so that's fine. And Eng was in pretty good position, and it looked like nothing was going to happen. And then, oh, banana peels have hit, and he's a right-handed shot, so the attempt is to go behind and stick lift rather than going around and reaching, which could potentially get a hook and then cause a crash in the cliff. We don't want to do that. And unfortunately, he learned from the ways of 5-hole Dave and shot at 5-hole on cliff. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And so we are down 3-0 now. It's so weird because it looked like it was nothing and then it became something, so that's very unfortunate. Ugh, that sucks. I still feel like our forechecking is a weakness in the sense that, like, all the principles are really, are we cutting the ice in half and are we driving them into the boards? Justin's going in this way, whereas I think if you went this way to shepherd him down and then run him into Kev with Fee coming off to close off the middle is the preferred way. But here's just an example. They launch it up. But yeah, I feel like that's just an example, and I think we can do better with applying pressure on the forecheck. Alright, this may be the stupidest play I've ever seen. It's like Ernest's brain turned off because she's a lady. I don't know, like this, you're treating her like she's some super beginner red tape. This is outrageous. What is going on here? Here's the puck, no poke check. And then what was that? You just skate out to the middle and then stare and stare and then, oh my god. Oh my god. Let's just watch it one more time. Let's watch the pain one more time. Let's watch it one more time with sound on. See if anyone's yelling at him. I'll leave it there. So we were all wondering how Justin broke his stick. How it happened was little poke check, but then he banana peeled. Welcome to the Tumblebees. He hadn't had a spill in a while, but not sure what happened. Like a heel pick, and then he flew backwards, and then unfortunately his stick hit the end board and it snaps in half. So that is very unfortunate for him. And so we have a broken stick. Alright, gotta go hard on this again. The forecheck is just... I do wonder if there should be a extra level of urgency. Alright. I thought this was great. Fanned on it. Get a breakaway chance. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Cliff bails me out. Go back around. Oh, fanned on it again. And so I see this guy here. I'll punch people in my face. So I said, Alright, let's break down this pressure and just send it to my D partner on the other side. And then, unfortunately, my D partner is all the way up at the blue line. Higher than all other players on the ice. And so we gotta turn over spaghetti-o, right? And we gotta go back down to get the puck. And finally get it out. Yes, hooray. Going in for the rush, backhand shot. Saved. And back the, kept in. But now back the other way. I'd say this sequence right here is pretty good. Send it across. It's nice to see Justin is a pass option laterally and then a little quick bump out to Liam. So that's great. Maybe, I guess just a note first. I would have liked maybe Fee to continue getting to that left wing. I think she was left wing this game. So, and then, yeah, I'm not, Justin, maybe like some sort of pathing like this, almost following Liam perhaps, and we get some variability on where we can pass to. Right now it's a clumping up on the center lane, right? But nonetheless, we were able to kind of make it work. But no, it does get a little awkward. But Justin does get to eventually to the right hand side, and this kind of results in him being able to lead Liam into the zone. Pass across into the corner, and she's able to gather it up. Passes it off to Justin, who does a chip into the area pass while Kev is able to get in the zone. And get able to gather it up. And backhand far side. Very, very tricky shot. 3-1 game now. Tough pass to get to. Had to reach really hard for that one, but all the same, all the same. 3-1. They had a lot of posts this game. Fake shot, backhand chip, and then... Damn, that does look like you. Hold on, let's do some detective work here. Get the... Yeah, I guess it is a crossbar. And out. That's unfortunate. And then... This is the play where he got mad at Justin. And... Justin said it wasn't him. Yeah, he did fall on his own. That's pretty funny. All right. And able to get it back in deep. All right, this whole sequence of play was pretty wild. Justin tries to power it in. Fee gets it over to the other Justin, and Justin's just banging home. They couldn't get it in. And then that panic bank, I feel like, was the mistake. Definitely should have kept on to it a little bit longer and get a cleaner pass. We had to hustle hard to keep that in. Oh my god, right at the blue line. Like, it worked out in the sense where we keep it in, and then a decent pass over to Fee. Oh darn it, the video had to break. Give me a moment. Brutal. Why did they have to do this to me? Alright, yeah. And then decent pass over to Fee. Couldn't quite get a good one-timer off. See here. Oh no, Fee. Ah, what a shame. So Carrie Ann got really lucky on this one. I guess they don't call it because she got puck first. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they could have called tripping on that one, so got away with that. So here's one. Foot race. Kev gets his stick lifted. Is that what happened? Oh. Uh-oh. Breakaway chance. Cliff saves the day. Still 3-1. Alright, so this is where we got very upset about. So it is, they chip it out, and maybe it's because we may have touched it. I don't know, hard to say. But ultimately, it is always going to be the back ref, the rear ref, that's going to be calling icing or no icing. Pretty sure. Here's the lead ref waving it off. Yeah, I'm not sure how it completely works, but this doesn't really matter, honestly. But you could say we got heated over it, I would say, and I guess we're so too busy getting heated that they score on an ensuing rush. Now obviously you can see there the camera is all fucked up, so I can't quite tell what happened, and unfortunately can't really analyze it. Alright, our breakout defense, breakout, really bad. First number question is, why is Fee all the way down there? And then, oh my god. Okay, send it back down. And it should be pretty much settled. Nope. Pass out in front. Oh my gosh. Take it out behind, settle it down. And then, oh my god. I should just skip all of these. Now let's talk this frustrating sequence. At this point, a couple shifts ago, I shift to center and Hilson went back on D with Justin. Able to kind of break the play up, but unfortunately no one was able to gather it. So Hilson's way out front. Got no D. Should be pretty simple. And he just covers on that right hand side. I come in, cover 13. It should be pretty simple stuff, right? Right? Wrong. He gets a shot blocked, and then nobody is going to help, and disaster. Just disaster. Right. This one was another post that we hit. I thought for sure it was in, hence the hands up, but now on video review, we saw it goes out like that. So that sucks. But I did want to point out this play right here by Alex. I don't know why you didn't just pass it down and instead held onto it and shot it into the guy's foot. I'm a bit sad. Now here comes the silliness. We get a penalty called. On Liam because of some shenanigans, and so I wonder if we can hear it. Nope. unfortunately not. So penalty kill. Let's see what happens in the last 20 seconds. Dump out. And it's just really just killing time. The game's over. Game is over. So 5-1 loss against Golden Tigers.